Testing 1 2. Hey, hi, it's your cousin Sherry. So, it's Thursday afternoon. It's 4:51, and I wanted to put a video out there because I haven't in a couple of days. But really, because I've been thinking about James Comey too much, and few things on this planet infuriate me more than James Comey. The smarminess, the hubris. I mean, really, he makes all the big words come out. If I had to pick my top 5 people that I want to see get arrested or justice be served to, it's Comey, it's Brennan, that frowny face frowner. Comey, Brennan, Clapper, Schiff. Ooh, that little pencil neck is good. I like pencil neck. Dweeby, red-cheeked Lyin elf. And I guess Hillary. But and Mueller, but really the two of them, they're losing their faculties anyway. So yes, I want to see them go, but when they speak, I don't see quite the amount of evil that I do when Comey and Brennan and Schiff are speaking, and Clapper, but he's just a little fuddy-duddy. I'm trying to not to use bad language. So yeah, so Comey's tweets today, after the OIG report, or the OIG, I think, after the report came out, his comments were, DOJ-IG found no evidence that Comey or his attorneys released any of the classified information contained in any of the memos to members of the media. I don't need a public apology from those who defame me, but a quick message with a sorry we lied about you would be nice. What a dick. And then he tweets, and to all those who spent 2 years talking about me going to jail or being a liar and a leaker, ask yourselves why you still trust people who gave you bad info for so long, including the president. Well, thankfully, other people included copies of the IG report, to which James Comey didn't. He should have provided a link if he was so certain of his innocence. Because the IG report, while it's completely damning, we know, or we think we know, that Barr is choosing not to pursue charges on this, but I think it's because this is damning enough. People read this and they get a good picture of exactly who he is, and then the forthcoming charges will be coming. Because if they don't get a slam dunk on their first shot with him, I think they're afraid they're not going to get him. So I just wanted to read the conclusion from the report, because maybe I'm sure he's using lawfare in there, and maybe technically these statements have some truth to them. Like maybe the exact classification wasn't. What does he say? So maybe the classification wasn't classified. Maybe it was for official use only. So I'm sure he's twisting his words somehow to make his statement, because that's what he does, and he's good at it. And that's why he needs to go to jail. But, the conclusion, let me read it. Congress has provided the FBI with substantial powers and authorities to gather evidence as part of the FBI's criminal and counterintelligence mission. The FBI uses these authorities every day, and in its many investigations to allegations of drug trafficking, terrorism, fraud, organized crime, public corruption, espionage, and a host of other threats to national security and public safety. In the process, the FBI lawfully gains access to a significant amount of sensitive information about individuals, many of whom have not been charged, may never be charged, or may not even be subject of the investigation. For this reason, the civil liberties of every individual who may fall within the scope of the FBI's investigative authorities depend on the FBI's ability to protect sensitive information from unauthorized disclosure. As Comey himself explained in his March 20, 2017 testimony before the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, he was unable to provide details about the nature or scope of the FBI's ongoing investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election because the FBI is very careful about how we handle information about our cases and about the people we're investigating. Our ability to share details with the Congress and the American people is limited when those investigations are still open, which I hope makes sense. We need to protect people's privacy. We just cannot do our work well or fairly if we start talking about it while we're doing it. However, after his removal as FBI director 2 months later, Comey provided a copy of Memo 4, which Comey had kept without authorization, to Richmond, which was his lawyer, with instructions to share the contents with the reporter for the New York Times. Memo 4 included information that was related to both the FBI's ongoing investigation of Flynn and, by Comey's own account, information that he believed and alleged constituted evidence of an attempt to obstruct the ongoing Flynn investigation. Later that same day, the New York Times published an article about Memo 4 entitled, "Comey Memo Says Trump Asked Him to End Flynn Investigation." The responsibility to protect sensitive law enforcement information falls in large part to the employees of the FBI who have access to it through their daily duties. On occasion, some of these employees may disagree with decisions by prosecutors, judges, or higher-ranking FBI and department officials about the actions to take or not to take criminal and counterintelligence matters. They may even in some situations distrust the legitimacy of those supervisory, prosecutorial, or judicial decisions. But even when these employees believe that their most strongly held personal convictions might be served by an unauthorized disclosure, the FBI depends on them not to disclose sensitive information, James Comey. Former Director Comey failed to live up to this responsibility by not safeguarding sensitive information obtained during the course of his FBI employment and using it to create public pressure for official action. Comey set a dangerous example for the over 35,000 current FBI employees and the many thousands more former FBI employees who similarly have access or knowledge of non-public information. Comey said he was compelled to take these actions. "If I love this country, and I love the Department of Justice, and I love the FBI." However, were current or former FBI employees to follow the former director's example and disclose sensitive information in service of their own strongly held personal convictions, the FBI would be unable to dispatch its own law enforcement duties properly. As Comey himself noted in his March 20, 2017 congressional testimony, Comey expressed a similar concern to President Trump's, according to Memo 4, in discussing leaks of FBI information, telling Trump that the FBI's ability to conduct its work is compromised if people run around telling the press what we do. Oh, man. This is in no doubt part of the reason why Comey's closest advisor used the words surprised, stunned, shocked, and disappointment to describe their reactions to learning what Comey had done. We've previously faulted Comey for acting unilaterally and inconsistent with department policy. Comey's unauthorized disclosure of sensitive law enforcement information about the Flynn investigation merits similar criticism. In a country built on the rule of law, it is of utmost importance that all FBI employees adhere to department and FBI policies, particularly when confronted by what appear to be extraordinary circumstances or compelling personal convictions. Comey had several other lawful options available to him to advocate for the appointment of a special counsel, which he told us was his goal in making the disclosure. What was not permitted was the unauthorized disclosure of sensitive investigative information obtained during the course of FBI employment in order to achieve a personally desired outcome. The OIG has provided this report to the FBI and to the DOJ Office of Professional Responsibility for action they deem appropriate. So, they're not, if they don't deem appropriate taking him to court because he lied and he leaked, which he did, whether it was the classified ones or the ones classified in a different way. I mean, he says so many ridiculous things in here, like, yeah, I was taking notes, but it was for my own personal, like a diary. I mean, it's obvious what he was doing. We know what he was doing. We know that the whole Russia thing was, was planned and faked anyway. So needing to get a special counsel to bring it to light, it's all a big pile of garbage, and I hope that there's something in there that's bad enough to get him behind bars for a long time, and to, teach a message to everyone else that this just isn't the kind of behavior that we want from the FBI. We don't want, if the FBI is going to be like this, let's not have an FBI. How about that? So, yes, this wasn't Q related, but James Comey related, and I'm glad I got it out of my system, because now I can get on with my day until he tweets again. And so that's it for that. My next broadcast will be about the Media Matters Playbook. David Brock, he's another one. He's another one that really gets me. So I hope you're having a good day, and I will talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.